Hey, what's going on, my friends? It's your man Adam Ace Spencer here with another video diving into TaskRabbit. One of the questions that a lot of taskers, especially new taskers, have been asking, but even, people that have been around for a while seem to be unclear on some of the kind of rules, the policies with TaskRabbit. And I want to dive into this question of, can I bring a tasker or a helper with me on jobs? As you guys can see here, I have this email. This is dated almost 2 years ago from TaskRabbit support. It says, "Hi, Adam. This email is regarding the following task, help moving, posted by Chelsea C. Per our terms of service, you are responsible for properly completing tasks. Additionally, per the terms of service that you agreed to, if you require additional help on a task, it is critical that 1, your client pre-approve the additional help via chat thread, and 2, your assistant also be a registered tasker on the TaskRabbit platform. This is for the safety of both you and your client. Please remember that a task performed in whole or in part by an individual who is not a TaskRabbit tasker will not be covered by the TaskRabbit Happiness Pledge. It has been brought to our attention that you brought an assistant to help complete the task. Can you please let us know if the person you brought who is a registered tasker on the TaskRabbit platform? If they were, please send us their name and email address so we can make a note on both your accounts. This will help to avoid any confusion on both of your accounts in the future. Alternatively, you can acknowledge that bringing unregistered assistants, is a violation of the TaskRabbit terms of service and that you will no longer be bringing unapproved assistants on future tasks. Thank you for your attention to this matter." Now, as you guys can see, TaskRabbit reached out to me a while back about me bringing assistants on a particular job. And, well, unfortunately, or fortunately, I just say unfortunate because it's having to deal with things like this that just waste your time and you have to follow up and respond. And so fortunately for me, I had already taken the appropriate steps to assure that I was in the right, I was in the clear to do so, to bring help. And, I'm going to show you my response to their email in a moment. So if you do happen to have a similar experience, you'll be, prepared and you'll be able to continue on with your business. But as you can see here, we are here on TaskRabbit's website, and it asks the same question. Can I bring an assistant to tasks? And it says, you're welcome to hire others to help on tasks per our terms of service. But 1, your clients must pre-approve the additional help. And 2, whoever's hired must be a registered tasker on the TaskRabbit platform. This is for safety of you and your client. Remember, if something goes wrong, and this is pretty much what it says in the email that you guys just saw that they sent to me. Now, the way to overcome this, the way to be positioned and prepared for this is, as you can see down here, it says, if you'd like to work with other taskers on an ongoing basis, it helps to 1, add a link to other taskers' profile in your profile and category description, and then 2, contact our customer support team with the tasker's first and last name and the email address on their account so we can note that you work together. So to answer the question, can you bring other assistant to tasks? Yes, you can. Yes, you can bring other taskers to help you with jobs once you get the client to approve of this inside of the chat thread. Now, a lot of people seem to be unclear about this, and the confusion lies in the fact that it says this specifically has to be a registered tasker. That's the key part. That's the key component that makes it so that you can bring someone else on a job when someone books you, let's say for a large cleaning job, a large moving job, a large painting, anything where, maybe you're doing something with moving something heavy. Well, you don't need to kill yourself, or you don't have to work 10 hours when you can work 5 hours if you bring another helper, or tasker to be specific. And I think that might be where some of the confusion lies. Me, for example, my brand, my company is Adam Helper. So I always say a helper. I don't say a tasker. I say helper. And it more aligns with my brand. And it makes sense for me. So going back to this email, I responded to this email. Hi, please look back at your records from me on June 16th, 2019. I emailed you a list of helpers I bring on gigs. Notice I said helpers, not taskers. Even back then I was saying it, and I was thinking like this. All of them are taskers, and I included their email addresses so that I can continue to maintain my good standing with TR. The first person listed, which is who helped me on this gig, is Paul S. Is all I'll say. I'm going to block out your name, Paul. I got you covered. I hope I didn't move around too much. You know what? I probably did. The first person listed, which is who helped me on this gig, is Paul S. And here's their email address. You may have him in your database under Drew or Paul. It's someone that I used to go to high school with. This is an old classmate of mine that I went to high school with. And so I already knew him prior to getting on TaskRabbit, but then we were on a job together. And then we to this day, we literally did a mounting job. I had him on a mounting job with me a few days ago. So to this day, I still work with Paul. And then the last thing I said in here is, yes, the client asked me to bring a helper, as you can see in the chat. Thank you. They obviously just responded, oh, we're sorry. We looking at the records. We see that you did actually send us a list, and, you're in good standing. And, they had nothing else to say. So, my friends, the key here is to one, and I've never added a link to other taskers profile in my, this is stupid to me. Why would I promote other taskers in my profile directly? I don't get why they even have this here. TaskRabbit support, whoever's on your team listening to this, because I know you guys are watching my videos now. What is the point of this? Just remove that. But my friends, other taskers, yes, contact customer support team with the tasker's first and last name and an email address on their account, so that TaskRabbit has this on file, and you will be prepared and good to go. And you don't have to deal with BS that's going to potentially arise where they're going to hound you over you making them more money. Because in this case, I think it was just because this was it had an expense that exceeded the $300, and I don't think I had gotten approval at that time. And when you are, if you are on a large moving job and it takes 7 hours or something, and the expense exceeds that limit, that $300, you do have to get TaskRabbit approval. Sometimes if you are on a moving job, though, you don't know if it's always going to take you, that long, if it's going to make the expenses drive that high. So, I don't always ask for TaskRabbit approval, because it's usually not something that comes to that much, So, occasionally though, it will exceed the that amount, and you technically will need to get TaskRabbit approval. And and they just want to make sure they can pre-authorize the credit card and stuff, make sure it's a legit card, they're not getting screwed. So I completely get it, and it completely makes sense. But just dealing with this other stuff, this is where it just gets annoying, and it's all right, this is already on file. You guys already have this information. Just let me focus on growing my business and not dealing with this other BS. There's enough BS going on in the world to have to deal with oh, and can you do this extra stuff and do these other things? And it's I did what you guys require and ask of us. I followed the policy, the TaskRabbit policy in terms, let me grow my business. Let me make money. You guys are already forcing us to lower our rates in some cases. So come on, work with us. We're trying to work with you. Work with us, TaskRabbit. So, hey, my friends, feel free to leave a comment down below with your thoughts about this. I absolutely, want to be clear. You want to work with other people that are actually skilled or knowledgeable, or at least willing to learn, that you can kind of train. And I'm going to make more videos diving into this kind of topic of working with other taskers. Some people are don't do it. Just let the customer deal with it. And to their point, one of the big important things, and I mentioned this in, I think, my insurance video, and I'll make a video diving into the pros and cons to bringing other people, other taskers on jobs. But you are, as this mentions here, are essentially responsible for the safety of my client, of your client. And it says, remember, if something goes wrong on a task because of an unapproved tasker, it won't be covered by TaskRabbit's Happiness Pledge. And I made a video talking about Happiness Pledge. I don't get why they even put it like position it like this, because the Happiness Pledge doesn't even have you fully covered. They're not guaranteeing that they're going to take care of you. And that's why I always recommend and encourage taskers to get your own insurance. Get general liability insurance at the least to make sure you're protected and covered. Because TaskRabbit and their Happiness Pledge is kind of BS. I made a video diving into it, and I, in full honesty and transparency, they do want their business to continue to grow and succeed. So they are going to try to live up to this Happiness Pledge and keep customers happy, but it's not guaranteed. So you want to make sure you get insurance. And especially if you are bringing other individuals on a job, well, you are basically responsible for that individual. So like I said, there are pros and cons to bringing assistance to tasks. And, if it's your job, then you're the one who's taking responsibility for both of your actions and so on. So certainly wanted to make sure I threw that in there at the end as a important, little asterisk and whatnot. And like I said, I'm going to make a video diving more into this topic to, give you a list of the pros and cons of bringing other taskers, other helpers, as I like to say. And the beauty is it's not for everyone, and you don't have to deal with it. You don't have to deal with TaskRabbit reaching out and hounding you here every once in a while, or, whatever. So don't deal with all of this if you don't want to deal with that potentially the extra luggage that comes with it. So feel free to leave a comment down below. If you have any questions, any thoughts, any suggestions, again, it's not for everyone, but some people, if you do want to make some more money, or if you do want to work in potentially a better environment, you're working with someone that you've built a relationship with, well, this might be for you. So I'm going to keep it moving, my friends, but definitely smash that like button if you found this video helpful, informative, engaging. And of course, while you're down below, subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet, and hit the notification bell so you can stay up to date on all of our latest and upcoming video content. But all right, my friends, you already know what it is. I got to keep it moving. Happy Friday. It looks like it's a little wet out today, but hey, we keeping it grooving over here. It's Friday. All right, my friends, I got to keep it moving. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.